Mhm. Let's go. Okay. We're in it, folks. We're back. Another session. Good old TA Certified podcast. And we're going to end it here. Brandon, this is NFL talk. NFL talk consists of a couple things. There's no rules. There's no hard rules. The only rule is you got to have fun, okay? First of all, you got to have fun. Second of all, be respectful, okay? If you're going to talk about another man's team, some other man's players out here, be respectful, have some goddamn respect, know who you're talking to, know your audience, okay? And other than that, there's just be a couple chopped up segments along the way just to keep the conversation flowing, keep the NFL top of mind. So, before we start, Brandon, do you have anything you want to kind of say to the people at
I'm just
home?
saying you can be respectful about the teams,
Yeah, you can.
but if they're like a team you hate, you just gotta be you have to not even be respectful. This is actually a rule. You have to be disrespectful.
Okay.
Like as a Eagles fan, you're talking
Right.
about the Cowboys, you have to be disrespectful about it.
Sure.
You
Sure.
know,
That's
I have
that's
to be disrespectful about the Chiefs. It's the only thing I know.
it's,
It's the
it's the
only
only
thing I
thing I
know to
know.
love. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like basically it just comes out. You can't even try. Like even like your respect is still highly disrespectful.
I'm
Yeah.
actually really thankful I'm not close friends with
Oh my god.
really close friends with any Chiefs fans.
Could you imagine?
I'm really
You
happy
probably
about
wouldn't
that.
be friends, would you?
No, we would not, especially
It'd
during
probably be
football
like one of
season.
those like weird friendships, like, hey, here's a drink, bro. Let's hang out. Like, you drink it first. Let me see if you poison it, motherfucker.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly,
can't trust them. Can't trust them.
exactly.
Speaking of the Chiefs, Brandon, I want to talk about something, Brandon. I want to talk about something with you. Chiefs Bengals. Is this something that we're gonna be seeing for years to come? Is this like the new? I don't know. What was a really good
New It'd be the new
like Steelers
Brady
Ravens?
Brady
There you
Brady
go, Brady
Manning.
Manning.
Brady
Ooh,
Manning, yeah.
perfect, perfect, perfect. You see,
And I
sometimes you need a
think
co-host to keep it good.
when it's all said and done, I feel like it's gonna end like that.
Yeah,
Mahomes
yeah,
gonna have like 6 Super Bowls, and Burrow's gonna have like 2, I think.
yeah. So to put some spice on the like dialogue between the two teams, JaMarr Chase was asked like best player in the NFL. He said without doubt, Joe Burrow. That's his dog. That's his quarterback. But he also said Pat who. I'm gonna play the clip a little bit. Play the clip here.
Subject. You were asked about the number one player in the NFL. With very little hesitation, you said Joe Burrow.
Everybody knows that, yeah. That's easy. MVP.
He said Pat.
Who said Pat?
Joe.
Pat who?
And while I think Joe
Pat who? Pat
Statement,
who?
who's he talking about? I don't know. Name someone named Pat.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
he kind of said Pat, and then the guy's like, Pat who? Like, who the fuck are we talking about? We're not like you didn't say Patrick Mahomes. Like maybe some clarification, reporter man.
Exactly. It could have been
First of
Pat
all,
Surtain.
yeah, Pat who? Pat who?
Cornerback sounds kind of the same. He could have been thought he's saying cornerback.
Dude, NFL. There's a lot of guys named Pat out there. I mean, it can get dicey out there. So, but I think what we're seeing here is a little bit of shade, which I like as a fan and a fan of football, a fan of good football. I like a little bit of spice. I think I was going to talk about this a little bit, just like, man, back in the day, when you look at the WWE, when it was like the long hair days with Triple H, the Heartbreak Kid, X Pac, like, dude, that was like the adult era, and that was like same with football, same with basketball. Like, it was like adult era of sports, and we have pussified the sports, and a little bit of shit talk and a little bit of Pat who goes a long way for me in my book as a NFL fan. So, do we think that this is going to be an ongoing saga of words? Maybe not words, but is this going to be something that we're always going to be like every time they play? Oh, it's like a big hype game. I think, yeah, probably right.
It will. It's gonna be a very competitive game. It's gonna be one of those games we're gonna keep on putting on the schedule. We're gonna keep on
Mm-hmm.
seeing in the postseason. And it's
Yep.
gonna keep on being one of those games when we watch. It's gonna be a chippy game where you see them talking
Right.
a lot. You might
Right.
see some of those players who don't usually talk a lot, like Mahomes. You're gonna see him
Right.
even get into it, talk a lot. Same with Burrow. He doesn't really talk a lot. You might see him getting into
Start
it because
talking.
it's gonna be one of those kind of like rivalries. I think.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's going to be fun, and I think this year they play again later on in the year. I think NFL does a good job of making their games a little more like juiced. Like
Yeah.
it's later on in the year where both teams at that point in the year know what they need to do. And there's a little more on the line.
Yeah.
So
Past 2 years they played they didn't play until at least December. I think last year they played in December, but the year before
right,
they didn't play till January. I don't think. So they
exactly.
always
So they're
leading
all
to the end of the year, kind of. Yeah.
they want it to be important. They want it to be good football. They want it to be something that brings more eyeballs to the television set, and that's what both those quarterbacks do. Now the NFL is in such a good spot. I feel like once you thought that the NFL was going to lose the big name Brady, then Manning went, and then you had some of the other guys. So no, doesn't matter.
More
Doesn't matter.
QBs than
New guys
ever.
come on in and are just as good, and now you're looking at one who could be possibly the best of all time, which would be scary. So
many potential stars in the NFL.
so many potential stars. Speaking of matchups, okay, I'm a segue king today. Speaking of matchups, we got 65 days until the NFL season. That means 65 days until that September 7th Thursday night game against the Chiefs and the Lions. So I felt like this is a good time. We're only a couple months out now to take a second, Brandon, and look at the week 1 just schedule and kind of get hyped up a little bit about what's going down. You cool with that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Cool. Week 1, September 7th, like I just said, Thursday night football. Detroit, Kansas City. It's going to be an odd game, but, that's two offenses that'll be, ready to go. And usually week 1 games call for more offense than defense. We've seen some bigger week 1 games, I think, in the past, if I'm not mistaken. So this could be a fun game. This could be just an even though it's an odd matchup, it just could be a fun, football's back, everybody.
Yeah, this game will definitely be entertaining. The Lions are going to come bring the energy with Dan Campbell as their coach.
Exactly.
Headlining the first game of the season.
Exactly. It's going to be wild. Cool. And they're going to be getting their trophies and shit,
Yeah. It's going to be a dead over game for sure.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%. Okay, cool. The Sunday night slate is where everyone's just gonna lose their mind. It means that's where NFL Red Zone's gonna be back. We're gonna have so many bets on the line. I mean, our group text is gonna be going wild. The fantasy football is gonna be just what a great day. Can't wait for it. So the first, I guess not the first game, but I guess one of the games on Sunday is Carolina versus Atlanta. It'll be interesting. You're cool to see the rookie quarterback in Carolina, and then see that man down there and Bijan Robinson for Atlanta, and see what they can do with those, Drake London with Kyle Pitts and the quarterback Ritter back in there. So I think that'd be just fun to just keep your eye on a bit, maybe not watch too much, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about Tampa and Minnesota? I don't know about that one. That could be a throwaway game, but
won't be clicking on that game whatsoever.
Yeah.
No thanks. I'm good.
The only chance I'm checking in on that game is if I have Jay Jettas as my fantasy guy.
Yeah.
Fantasy wide receiver.
Even then, I'll just be waiting for the updates. I don't care.
At the end. Okay, he went out for 200 yards. Dope.
Exactly.
All right, Cincy, the Bengals versus Cleveland Browns. I think that'll be
a competitive game.
Right?
I think this game will be reminiscent of last year's first week game with the Bengals and the Steelers. I think it's going to be a close game, really close game.
Yeah, I'm almost inclined to say a little bit of offensive struggle just because
I was about to say under, my boy.
Yeah,
say
under, exactly. So it's a little bit of division rivalry. They know each other. Could be a little bit of just, week 1 rust. You could say that about any game, but I just get a little vibe that could be a little more of a slower paced game. Cleveland. I feel like we talked about this. Cleveland could win that game though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Jacksonville at Indy. I can't wait to see Jacksonville week 1, and I can't wait to see if that rookie down there in Indy gets the nod too.
I think. Wait, what did you say? The Indy gets the what?
The rookie in Indy.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Right. That'd be cool. Another one that I probably won't click on too much, but maybe just to see how they look. Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Okay. San Fran versus Pittsburgh. I like that game a lot. I really want to watch that. I want to see where San Fran's at, who's going to be starting for San Fran, and I want to see a little bit of Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh to kind of get a vibe of where he's been doing all summer.
Yeah, I'm curious to see K-Pick.
This one, right? Tennessee Titans and New Orleans Saints doesn't do it for me really, but I'm really interested to see how Derek Carr integrates into the Saints system.
Yeah. Be okay.
And then this next one, guys, Arizona
Vikings.
Cardinals, Washington Commanders. I mean,
Don't even air
college.
that one.
Yeah.
You should only be able to watch that if you go to the game.
Yeah, and even then, they should give you some free shit.
Yeah. Should pay us to watch that game.
All right. Stop shitting on these poor fucking franchises. We talk so much. I talk terrible about these two. Terrible. I mean, I said be respectful, didn't I, Brandon? Damn
Yeah,
it.
so you get to that.
Okay. Houston Texans, Baltimore Ravens. I can't wait to see just what the Ravens offense looks like. I mean, seeing all the Instagram stuff they got going on with OBJ and the receivers down there, and seeing Lamar get after it in the gym too is it's the regular shit that these kind of players do on the offseason. But it's when it comes together, this team could be nasty.
I feel like this game has the potential to be a sweat if you're betting
A
on
little
it.
bit of sweat, and yeah, I don't, you know what, dude, I don't doubt that. Like Houston figured out probably early what they do best, which is probably gonna be run the ball with Damian. Is it Damian Harris back there? No,
Yeah,
that's not Damian Harris.
Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce.
Yeah.
So they'll probably lean on that early, and Baltimore can't stop it. Then you could see Houston getting out to a little bit of a lead for a little bit, and Ravens having to play catch up just because everyone's expecting them to blow them out. They'll probably be an 8-point favorite that week one, honestly. Maybe less, but maybe 6.5, 7. Cool.
Yeah.
Next up, Philly, baby. Philly Birds.
1 o'clock
They're
slot.
going to New England. This will be fun for me because I'm a fucking Eagles diehard. Love them to death. I can't wait to see what Jalen Hurts been doing over the summer. I want to see how that team's blended more. And honestly, it'll be interesting to go into some hostile territory, Gillette Stadium, New England, with a probably pissed off Bill Belichick trying to get back a little bit of last year's stank off him. So we'll see. What do you think? You gonna watch it? You gonna watch a little bit of that, or you just don't even care?
I mean, look at the time slot, buddy. I won't have time, man. It's the 1 o'clock time slot with my Chargers.
Yeah.
No shot.
Hey,
No
we'll get
chance.
to it. We'll get to it. Okay. Vegas, Denver. I mean, I just want to see it because I want to see if Russ can cook at all, or
Yeah.
if Russ is still going to be getting dogged on by Patrick Starr on the Nickelodeon special like he did last year.
Is he the chef or is he the guy, the main
Right.
course meal getting cooked?
Yeah, exactly. Is he the fucking getting cooked?
Is he the filet mignon on the dish?
The filet mignon. Hey, Brandon, respect. God damn it. Anyways, Vegas, Denver. I'm cool off that game. I'll probably check in just to check in on Russ. Raiders, you'll be probably a mess all year. So you know what? Later time slot. Looks like there's a lot of games in later time slot. So yeah, you won't be watched. Next one up, Miami Chargers. Brandon, I know you'll be watching. Are you at all nervous about this week 1 game against Miami Dolphins?
I'm very nervous. I think the Dolphins are going to be one of the best teams next year.
Right?
I think this is going to be a high scoring game.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. Like if you're out of all these games in the 1 o'clock slot,
Yep.
this has a chance to be the most entertaining.
I would say so already, just from the offense on each side. Yeah. Because look at what you got. You got Philly versus New England, this could be a grind out game. You got Vegas versus Denver. It's a division game, and it doesn't seem like fireworks. And you got Miami Chargers, like boom, automatic, like just whoa. Next one up, Los Angeles Rams versus Seattle Seahawks. I mean, these two always go at it, but whatever. Yeah.
This will be a sneaky, low-key game. Good game.
It could be fun though, right? Because you got the full team.
They always play each other hard. Exactly. The Rams should be, assuming no one gets hurt in training camp, they'll be full healthy part of the season.
And they'll be at Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put that on. I think I'll put that on.
I'll be one of the ones I'm switching back and forth between.
You know what I've been doing? I usually find I got Red Zone going on my laptop, and I like to find one game where I'm more interested in. So I'll probably have in some Red Zone. I'll probably be doing some dual action. And sometimes I pull out my third laptop if my fiance lets me use hers, because then I'll have boom, 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 and I have one game going, another game going, and Red Zone. Now I'm full addict. Like scratching myself at that point. You know what I'm saying?
So you gotta do it.
It's so bad. Okay. Green Bay versus the Chicago Bears. Classic teams. This will be fun. I think Chicago. I think this will be an offensive game, and I think Chicago kind of like has some fun with it a little bit.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game, low key too. That'll be one of the ones I'm switching back to as well.
Yep. For sure. Okay. Sunday night, Cowboys Giants rivalry, one of the classic ones. This would be a little bit of a litmus test because you already have that division game starting week 1, and that's tough to kind of already lose and take a step back in division. Dallas should be good again. Giants have restocked. There's a little bit of drama with Saquon, but I feel like they're gonna get past that. So we'll see, right?
Mm-hmm. Like side rant real quick.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, all the running backs who were franchised,
Right.
they're all franchised, but none of them have actually signed their franchise tag. Pollard, Jacobs, Saquon,
Yeah.
none of them have actually signed
it yet.
franchise thing.
So there's still more news to come on that for sure then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, and I think we talked about it. These running backs need to stand strong. Do what you got to do, boys. Do what you got to do. Get that fucking bag. Get the bag. Monday night, Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets. Fuck yeah. I can't wait for that shit. That's going to be steaming, beaming right there.
Fuck,
we're going to
Jet
see
Stadium is going to be fucking rocking, dude. Holy shit.
Rocking. Monday night, first game with the boy Rodgers. And dude, what's a better matchup right there than you getting Josh Allen in like a real litmus test,
Fireman Ed is going to be having the boys pumped,
bro.
Right? There's no better test, right? Bro.
Fireman Ed might need to be constantly checked on for pulse rate because the man's getting older and he might lose it.
You see, though, also Jets just got confirmed for Hard Knocks.
Did they really?
Hard Knocks, yeah.
Okay. So, Brandon, like of those, besides the one really that it's the Chargers, I think the funnest matchup. I mean, because brutally honest, Eagles, Patriots. I mean, like I love my Eagles, but I cannot wait to watch Buffalo versus the Jets. I mean, for real, I cannot wait to see that matchup. That's going to be, I think, the best one of week 1.
Every Monday and Thursday, because I get off at 5:30 when the games start at 5:15. So every Monday and Thursday games during football season, I'm driving in my car I have my phone propped up on my air conditioning. I'm watching the game while driving home on the freeway.
You need to get a clip, Brandon. You need to get an official clip. You make money. You should get a little car clip and get that shit nice and right for you.
No, honestly, the way it's on my air conditioning, it's like
fits perfect.
It's perfectly stable. It's like perfectly easy for me to see. It's honestly like ideal.
Okay. Hey, man. I'm not gonna tell you what you do with your life. I won't tell you. Okay. But yeah, so are you think that one too, or is there another one you like? It jumped out to you?
I agree with you. I'm excited for that Jets Bills game.
Cool. Cool. We were gonna end this one with just a little bit of like just like a little fun little toss around game. 5 players we each think that are gonna have just breakout seasons. And we consider it breakout seasons like compared to what you did last year, right? And maybe you take that next step. So even if you had a good season last year, I'm talking breakout season,
Yeah.
So Bgilly, you thought of this segment, so why don't you give me your 5 players? 5 players that will have a breakout season next year.
Okay. I'm gonna start at the bottom.
Okay.
First guy I think he's gonna have a breakout season next year.
Yeah.
He's primed for it. Is Ramondre Stevenson from the New England Patriots, running back.
Okay.
It's just overall explosiveness, shiftiness with, as well as I'm assuming this is assuming that the Patriots aren't going to add another running back to their running back core right now.
Sure.
If he's if it's the running back room is like it is right now, he's going to go in there with probably 85 to not 90% of the carries.
Yep.
And as well because he's a 3-down back, so last year he got so many fucking receptions.
He did.
And with Bill O'Brien being brought into his offense, I just think
that's a good call
possibility with him. And New England likes to ride their running backs, and he's just got all the talent in the world. I think he can just be top. Touchdowns is kind of very random, but as far as touchdowns and rushing yards, I think he can be up there top 3. I feel his ceiling is top 3, top 5 in the league, in all those categories.
He's got the burst and quickness. I can see it. Cool.
Yeah. And then, so number 4, another rookie running back, JaMarr Gibbs, Detroit Lions.
Ooh.
He's another highly drafted running back.
Mm-hmm.
Running backs don't get drafted in the first round. And if they do, JaMarr Gibbs, they usually pop off.
Right.
Only concern is he has David Montgomery in the backfield. which
Sure.
is probably going to be used for like goal line, like how Jamal Williams last year. But as far as like everything else, like the early downs and like the receiving game, that's all JaMarr Gibbs. So I mean,
Yeah, no, you're right on that.
and he could easily carve out his own role on a goal line if he shows himself to be that kind of aggressive
Yep.
running back. You know what I mean?
And on creative packages too.
Exactly. You're gonna use him like they got rid of DeAndre Swift and they replaced him. That's the guy who they replaced DeAndre Swift with, and they're gonna use him the same way. And hopefully, they're hoping that he's gonna be more of a consistent runner that DeAndre Swift kind of was, and that they wanted him to be.
Exactly. Cool.
Yeah. And number 3, I got Deontay Johnson from the Pittsburgh Steelers, wide receiver.
He's been itching to do it now for a minute.
This guy is like, if you watch his route running, and he's like
Crispy.
very reminiscent to like Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, other good route runners.
Very good. I agree.
I think kind of he looks undervalued because of the way his quarterback situation in the past couple of years, as well as I believe like the way their OC calls their plays. But I feel like he's just an overall just great talent. Last year he had no touchdowns. I think this year he's gonna be on pace to have a much better season, like touchdown wise for sure.
All right.
And then
Who's number 2?
Jay Fields. I mean,
Justin.
I think this guy's gonna be fucking. I think he's gonna ball out next year, bro.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get the passing down this year. I really do.
Okay.
I think as much as his explosiveness from the running was last year, I think he's gonna be right up there. With I think his passing is gonna be like he's gonna make that Jalen Hurts steps. I think potentially.
Yeah.
Let's just hope his offensive pieces can like hold up with him. Hopefully his O-line doesn't get murdered, but
exactly. That's key.
But yeah. And the final guy is JaMarr Chase.
JaMarr Chase, huh?
Something about, that water in LSU, bro. Like I think what Jay Jettis did last year is essentially what JaMarr Chase is gonna do this year.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be his best season. I think it's gonna be whereas his rookie season was kind of like he had a hit and miss games. I think it's gonna be one consistent year. Assuming he stays healthy, with him just fucking
every game just gonna be hit.
Just exactly, bro. It's gonna be hitting.
Hey man, that's a great list. I can't argue with that for sure. And I think you're number 1. That makes sense. Just like and the connection Joe Burrow and that man have.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
It's been evident since he's been already in the league. So
and the fact they can't double cover him really because they have Higgins on the other side. So
exactly. And then they got Boyd in the slot. So fucking forget about it.
It's just hard.
Okay, solid list. Here's my 5. I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as well. So number 5, Bijan Robinson. The dude looks next level. The dude looks clean. Like when you watch a lot of sports, me and Brandon have watched a ton of sports. You can watch someone and the way they move, it just looks a little bit quicker, a little bit nicer. Just when you watched year one Ezekiel Elliott, you saw like, wow. Like as an Eagles fan, I was like, dude, we are screwed as long as this guy can stay healthy. Like the way he cut, how he hit the hole, and his burst was next level. Yeah. And just from what I've seen in college and what I've already seen in some of the clips that are coming out Atlanta Falcons training camp, this man is next level. And what I think is just going to be probably a la Ezekiel Elliott's year 1, maybe a little better because he'll do a little more catching, I think. So Bijan Robinson, number 5. Number 4, I think I got to give a shout out to my boy Darren Waller, New York Giants. Went over from Vegas to New York. Danny Dimes needs a security blanket. That offense was much more heavy on they didn't have much last year, and I think they went super run heavy, and they want to use some more of that tight end. And this year, who you can have athletic tight end like Darren Waller, there's no reason for him to have one of his, probably no, he'll have his best year. He's already kind of turned it around as a pro. So that's my number 4. Number 3, Brandon, this one might be for you, but it's not for you. Justin Herbert. I think this is Justin Herbert's year. This TCU kid, I think could come out to be, you're going to look at a lot of guys year 1, and you're not going to know too much, but I think year 1 with Quinn, what's his name? Quentin Johnson. Quinn Johnson. This guy looks super nice. His vert, insane. He looks very fluid. So I think Justin Herbert, it's been like very up and down. And I think this year you might see consistency that you haven't seen before from him. And I think it's gonna be because of how good the division is and how good Patrick Mahomes is. I think he is that competitive. He's works his ass off that this is going to be his technical breakout year. So Justin Herbert, watch out for that man. I know Bgilly loves to hear that. Number 2, we haven't heard this guy for a little bit. He's been hurt, and there's been some shit with the Saints. But I think with the addition of Derek Carr, Michael Thomas is coming back, and he's going to have one of those really great years again, like he had with Drew Brees. I just think that what you need is some consistency at the quarterback position. You've had Jameis Winston, you had Andy Dalton, you've had a couple of different guys now, Taysom Hill, right? So consistency, good arm, accurate, and a leader, which is all what Carr is. So I think Michael Thomas could have, a really breakout year for the New Orleans Saints. And last but not least, number 1, Garrett Wilson.
Ooh, I love that one.
Yeah, with A-Rod, I think the ceiling for this kid is Justin Jefferson status. I really think the way he goes about doing routes and his hands, he's got sticky hands. He proved to be like literally just an absolute dog last year. Some of the shit was going on with Zach Wilson, Mike White, and just inconsistency on offense as a whole with the New York Jets. Garrett Wilson was one that you can always look at and be like, damn, he still put up fantasy numbers and real life numbers. Sometimes fantasy doesn't transfer over. This man was a absolute killer. So I'm all in on him. So that's really our I guess our top 10 list, really, if you look at it, 5. But no, Brandon's 5, my 5. Yeah. I love doing those games, Brandon, because I like to look at all the players. I'm like, who do I want to draft first of all in fantasy, right? Because if I'm thinking like this, I want to draft them. But like I can't just, I don't want to just I'm just going off feeling. I did a little research on some of these dudes, and I just think like some of the scheduling that's coming up next year, and then like some of the player changes, like I talked about Garrett Wilson, A-Rod, like there's gonna be a lot of things that can help them have better years.
Yeah, I think a lot of those Ohio State receivers are gonna potentially have good years. Like,
yeah,
I really do hope Michael Thomas comes back. Like,
I do too.
How he was before. I really do. It's so sad that he's been out for the past like 2 years.
Right.
But like, like Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, all those OSU like receivers, JSN on the Seahawks, they all could have crazy years, low key.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a fun one. Anything else we got on this before we ride out here, Brandon? Another great week.
Another great week. I mean,
great week. What's the word of wisdom?
I'm currently back in baseball right now.
I'm
with the thing with my friend. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna attend." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna turn $1 into $1 million." And in my head, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna try that." But I said in my head, I'm gonna turn $10 into like 1,500. That's my goal. So right now, I was down -10 because the fucking Dodgers suck on Friday. So I took a weekend. I took the weekend off.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet today. So right now, I think let's do a live check of my bets right now.
Do a live check.
Okay?
Live check.
I have the Reds and the Dodgers in a parlay.
Okay. What do we got here?
So the Reds won. We got that easy. Now we're just waiting for the Dodgers. Dodgers are down 1-0 in the first inning. Sick.
Okay.
But it's first innings. I mean,
exactly.
The Pirates. But
we got time. Okay, so you got two. So your Reds did what you need to do. Now you need Dodgers to come on through.
You guys come on through. Just give me back to 0, and then I can start the journey.
So you didn't say that before you started this. You didn't say that you were negative, that you need to.
No, I was at -10 because the Dodgers lost on Friday.
I love that. You're like, get me back to 0 so I can start the journey.
Yeah, I was at -10. So.
Oh my God, Brandon.
So to be honest, if this one loses, I'm done with baseball. I'm not even joking. I'll be done for baseball.
I don't believe you.
No, I'm not even joking because like honestly, only reason I wanted to bet again because I wanted to get back to 0. I was like, all right, being down 10 is fucking stupid. Like either I'm gonna be down 20 and pay it off and be done, or I'm gonna be down, or I'm gonna be 0.
Okay, fair enough, Brandon. Fair enough. But I want to hear if you're gonna start on any more betting journeys, you need to take the viewership along with
okay, I'll be updating me. It's either gonna be
okay.
It's either gonna be at like So I'm not going to be betting every day with this one. I'm going to be
Sure.
taking the games I really like and the slates I really like.
Good for you.
So I'm either going to be like
degenerate
either
shit.
done with this challenge, or I'm going to be like at like plus like 170 or something.
So maybe next time we're talking here, folks, Brandon could be a millionaire, and he might just stop doing this podcast.
If you don't see me next week, you know where I'm at.
Yeah, if you don't see him next week,
I'm in Bali.
I don't know where he is. He stopped talking to me too.
I'm in Bali.
Yeah,
no
I'm in
service.
Bali, and my money's buried. I don't know where that shit went. Folks, baseball betting. Be careful. Be careful.
Ooh.
Be careful. Okay, be careful. We're so close to football. Then you can lose all your money. Then you can say sorry to the wife. It don't make baseball be the thing you have to say sorry about. Trust me, it's not worth it.
So true.
Let football be it. You'll feel so much better having to go whimper to her like a dog saying, we can't go out to eat this week because the Panthers. You'll feel okay about it. You'll feel okay about it if it's the football rather than the Cleveland Indians. Or what are they now?
The Guardians.
Guardians. I'm not with the woke shit. I'm sorry, folks. Anyways, Brandon, we're riding out. Next week, we'll be back with some more NFL talk, some more Say With Your Chest, and maybe we'll figure out some other stuff to do along the way. Until next week, folks, I don't have a write-out song because I clicked it out like a dumbass again. So we're just going cold peace. Peace and love. Stay in school, all that good shit. Peace out.